Alright, so here we go to part 3. I didn't really want to make it a 3-part series, but I guess it is what it is. So the last algorithm, which is the fourth algorithm, as I was talking about, I kind of want to get those stages in place. That it's only 4 algorithms that you need to know instead of like the 6 or whatever anyone else explains. And there is a last part too, but I don't consider that an algorithm because it's very, very simple. So in order to do the fourth algorithm, we need to just get these corner pieces, these blue pieces, in the right spot. They don't have to be the right configuration. Obviously, if they were the right configuration, it would be solved. But we need to find one that's in the right spot. So we have white and red, that's not in the right spot. We have the orange and yellow, which is in the right spot. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kick this top out, which I like to think of it as when you find this piece that's the right piece, you're trying to preserve that piece. If you move that piece, then you're going to screw this piece up and it's not going to be in the right spot. So I think of it as preserving this piece. So you kick that piece out, which preserves it over here, and then you do right, up, left, up, right back down, and then return the green and right back down. And that was probably pretty confusing. I'm going to do it one more time and I'm going to explain it a different way. And this is also another way that it's a lot easier to memorize this way. And I should have just done that in the first place because that probably confused you guys too. I'm probably confusing you guys more than I'm actually helping you. So let me do it one more time and I'll screw these pieces up and then I'll put them back in the right spot. And I'll do a review after all this is done and just kind of tie everything together. And I might actually do another video of going more in depth on where the pieces actually go. I know I explained it as we went, but I was kind of short on time a couple times. But I might go back and do it again. So, okay, so we're redoing step 4 because we got the pieces kind of out of order here. Do we have one that's in the right spot? Yes, we do. So it's orange and white. And I know my colors are kind of screwed up again. But so we have orange and white. Those are in the right spot. So we're preserving those. So we're going to turn this up. That's the first step. And then we're going to go away from you. And then up again. Away from you. Up. Toward you. Up again. Toward you. And you saw those greens that were on these sides. And when you get, all you're doing is you're putting greens here, you're kicking a green out, you're putting greens here, you're kicking a green out, and then you're returning those greens back to their position. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do this one more time, yep, because they're all screwed up. So just follow me again one more time. We're going to put orange on this side, white on this side, which is the same one because this corner is always preserved. Whatever corner is on this front right corner, it will always be preserved. And if you actually watch the algorithm, which I wish I could explain this a little better, but if you watch the algorithm, this piece, it just kicks out here and then it returns back to its original position. So you do up, away from you, up, away from you, and then when you're at this point, you kick the green back to you, and then green down, and then you kick the green back to you and green down. So it's just up, you're preserving this corner, so you're going up, away from you, up inverted, away from you, up toward you, and then up inverted toward you. And you can kind of see how the greens, if you go back and watch the video again, you can kind of see how the greens line up. So I put greens up here, I kick a green out, I put the greens up here, I kick a green out, and then I return the greens back to these positions. And when the greens are back here, when this green is here, I can just kick that down, and when this green is here, I can kick that down. So when you're actually watching the algorithm as you do it, you're knowing that you're not doing it wrong, because if you see 2 greens here and you kick this back and return that green to that position, you know that you can just kick that green back down. Because all you're doing is you're trying to get these 3 greens back to this position, obviously, And I would go back and watch this video a couple more times because you can see how the greens go out, come back in, and go down. And the only way I know how to do this algorithm is visually. Like, I don't even say, like, away from you, toward you, whatever. I just look at where the greens are going. And put the greens up, kick them out, return them back to their position, return it back to where it is, and that's how I memorized it. But so we have this one and this one that are out of position still, and these two are in the correct position. So when these two are in the right spot, because you have red, red, yellow, yellow, and then you have the white, white, red, red. So these are in the right position. So this, I don't refer to this as an algorithm because it's a very simple back and forth motion, but there is a little trick to it that you have to remember. And it is very important because you could potentially screw up the entire Rubik's Cube this way. So it's just very simple. It's just down, over this way, up, back this way. And you just do that multiple times, okay? Down, over this way, up, and then when you're here, you have to do back this way. It has to be back. You have to put this back in the right spot before you do the next one. I can't emphasize that enough, because if you don't put this one back where it's supposed to be, it screws up the entire Rubik's Cube. So it's down, over, up, and then this back into its position. It's just those 4 steps. They're pretty common sense. They're the 4 steps that we did in order to replace this corner in the very first video. But then when you return this back to its position after this is in the right position, you turn this, and this is where returning this to this position is very crucial, because you're going to keep doing it with this piece. So you go down, away from you, up, back toward you, down, away from you, up, toward you, and they'll always come in 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you return that position, you can see that all you need is 1 turn, and that is in the correct position. So I'll do a quick overview of this, and I will explain. I'll do the Rubik's Cube as fast as I can. I'll throw up the annotations for what algorithm I'm doing at the time, and I'll also show like where, like, okay, these two were in this position, so I only had to do it once. I'll kind of explain that as I go, and it'll kind of wrap up all 3 videos, because I know when you watch these 3 videos, you're probably like, oh, this is more confusing than Dan Brown's video and stuff like that. But this is how I learned it. This is how I do it faster than I saw on the other videos. This is how I taught myself, and when I do this, there's not as much memorization. There's 4 algorithms to memorize. The first half is common sense. The second half is 4 algorithms, and then the final part, which I showed you. But it's not. I don't view that as an algorithm. That's pretty simple. Once you do it, even if you do it 5 times, it becomes muscle memory. I mean, I can move this like so many times. It's so natural to move those last 4 movements, except for when the Rubik's Cube jams up on me and I look like an idiot. But like, just seriously, just keep at it. Keep watching the videos. Keep doing a Rubik's Cube. Solve it once. Figure out the best method in order to memorize. And to me, this is the best method, the one I just showed you. You have to memorize less algorithms. There's more like words to them instead of actually just memorizing like right up, down, right up, right up, right. And you can actually figure out where the pieces go. So stay tuned. I'll make one more video of me doing the Rubik's Cube actually fast, and I'll throw up the annotations as I go of what algorithm I'm actually doing. Okay, so stay tuned.